I want to talk to you about loan apps without income proof. Sometimes, to actually get a loan, you don't need to have income. You don't need to show income, okay? And so, what I want to do into this conversation is that I want to give you the context, the circumstances under which lenders can actually accept you, can actually approve your loan without income proof. So, first of all, let me talk to you about why some loans require income proof in the first place. You really need to understand that when you think about getting a loan, right, whether you're getting a small loan or a large loan, you have to show the potential to repay the loan, right? Because it's not just about getting like having a job or showing income that the lender really cares about. The lender just wants to make sure that you have enough money, or you would have enough money to repay the loan. So if you're getting a loan for 10 grand or 5 grand or $100,000, and the loan actually requires you to make a $1,000 monthly payments, the lender just wants to make sure that you're getting indeed $1,000 every month, so at least even more than $100,000 to be able to pay the loan that you just got. Right? It can be either through income, or you already have the money, because the lender will ask you for pay stubs, they'll ask you for bank statements, they'll ask you for tax returns. Now, if you don't have a job, they would just want to make sure that you have the money already, or at least you're getting the money. Like, let's say if you're getting payments from Social Security, which is actually some kind of inflow too. The bottom line is that they want to have a consistent inflow of cash so that you can cover the loan. Okay. Now, it's important to understand that when you think about loan apps without income proof, they have other sources. Okay, other sources of making sure that they're getting paid. Sometimes, if you don't, like, what they have is that you are showing, you don't have to show income proof right away, but they're making sure that you are having a job that is paying you, or you having some kind of systems that assures you to have that assures you regular income. That's what they want to have, regular income. Okay, so loan apps without income proof can really help you big time, especially when your income is irregular, or when you run your own small business, or maybe you have your freelance. Like, if you're a freelancer, you don't have regular income. So when you think about loan apps without income proof, how do they really work? I've already told you that when I say without income proof, that could be those three situations, right? Because income proof just means that you don't have a regular income. Anytime you're a freelancer or running your own small business or whatever, your income is not regular. Okay, if you have a 9 to 5, okay, no problem. But if you have anything outside that that world of 9 to 5, then your income is not regular. Okay, so basically, loan apps will use alternative data points like credit score and credit history. So basically, if you are looking for a loan app without income proof, they'll actually look at your credit score and credit history, because your borrowing track record is a huge factor. Because they want to make sure that, okay, you don't have income proof, okay, but what about your past? How have you handled credit in the past? How have you dealt with lenders in the past? Okay. They'll also pay attention to your bank transaction history. So sometimes they'll ask you for your bank statements, okay, or they just ask you to connect your bank account to their system through Plod, through those Plod or other platforms, other similar platforms, so they can really check something. And what they want to check is they want to check your inflows and outflows, your cash inflows and cash outflows, okay? And they want to check this directly. They don't want you to really tell them. They want to check it themselves. They want to check those things themselves, okay? They'll also basically would want to check your employment details, because even without proof, some apps use AI to predict your ability to repay based on patterns, okay? So especially in this day and age, AI is everywhere. Also, those apps, those loan apps without income proof, they'll ask you for your social data, and they will not ask you, they will check your social data and phone records, okay? Some apps actually analyze your social behavior or mobile phone usage to assess risks. And also, they might also pay attention to collateral or guarantors. Sometimes apps offer secured loans without income proof, but with collateral or a cosigner, and basically, and this can actually increase your chances of approval too. Okay, so basically, those apps leverage technology and not traditional data to approve your loan. So let me now talk to you about the types of loans available without income proof. Because if you think about the loan apps without the top loan apps without income proof, you got to have a clear idea about what those loans are, right? So you have personal loans. Personal loans, you can actually get anywhere from $1,000 all the way to $100,000. Okay, there are apps you have a live stream, even though live stream will want you to really have a high credit score. Okay, and basically you also have SoFi giving you up to $100,000. So the potential is there. But one thing for sure, if you have no income proof, you better have proof that you have an income coming from it, or not income, but let's say a cash flow, because income just means you're getting some kind of revenue on a consistent basis. But if your revenue is irregular, or you have an income from investments, for instance, you can still show that you are quote unquote fundable. So personal loans, that's the first type of loans without income proof. You also have payday loans. So these loans are quick, small loans due on your next paycheck, but be cautious, they can be expensive. And again, those apps are not asking you to provide any kind of income proof. They're thinking about your employment status. Okay, in other words, you can actually start a job today and get a loan without income proof, because they know you're getting paid in 2 weeks anyway. You also have installment loans. Okay, those are loans paid over time with fixed monthly payments, sometimes without strict income proof. So we are speaking here about, but see, the difference between personal loans and installment loans is that personal loans are way higher, like they are way larger than installment loans. Those installment loans are like in the 10 grand or 15 grand neighborhood, whereas personal loans can go all the way to $100,000, like I explained. You also have credit builder loans. Those are loans meant to help build your credit, right? Sometimes they do not require income proof. Why? Because credit builder loans actually are loans that you actually you pay upfront, and then when you're done paying, that's when they give you the money. Okay, so it's something to really think about. And you also have microloans. Microloans actually anything below $1,000 or even 10 grand can be a microloan. So this also can be a loan without income proof. So now let me give you concrete examples of top loan apps that do not require income proof this year. So you have Earning, for instance. So Earning is pretty good. Earning will give you somewhere from you'll get somewhere from $100 all the way to $1,000. Okay, and so Earning is actually good for hourly workers. So if you're an hourly worker, you don't really need to provide income proof. Earning knows that you're getting paid, okay, and they'll take care of you, okay. So Earning actually is a loan app without income proof, but most people look at it as a cash advance app, okay. And but Earning is charging you anywhere from $4 per transfer, or $8, okay, for every loan. So that's kind of cool. You also have Dave. Dave is another loan app without income proof, and Dave will give you anywhere from 300 all the way to $1,000 maximum. But on average, when you start, the maximum you can have is $500. And you also have Brigit. Brigit is actually cool for automated advances. So if you're looking for loan apps without income proof, Brigit can really help you out. Okay. And what I love about Brigit is that basically you get funded right away. Okay, but you get funded with a fee. Okay, but if you want to wait for 1 or 2 days, there is no additional charge. Okay. You also have Current. So Current will give you a maximum loan amount of $1,000. Sometimes it will go to $1,500, if you have been with them for a while and they've seen your borrowing history, and they see that you are pretty, I would say, pretty regular with them. So that's kind of cool too. Another loan app without income proof is actually Chime. And Chime is actually cool if you already have a Chime banking account. So if you want to really get a loan with Chime without income proof, have a bank account, okay? And it doesn't matter. They will actually fund you, especially if you want an amount lower than $1,000, okay? And the last account I want to talk to you about is actually Daily Pay. So Daily Pay is another loan app without income proof that can actually give you a maximum of $1,000, okay, per day, and actually, or a maximum of 5 transfers per day. So this is something that's pretty good, especially if you need the cash real fast. So if you are looking for, if before you use a loan app without income proof, there are a few things you need to watch out for, okay? Because those apps are pretty interesting. They're pretty flexible. They give you flexibility, but with that flexibility, you actually might actually pay more if you don't watch out for a few things. Let me explain. First of all, you want to watch out for high interest rates, because those apps are not asking you for income proof, but they're actually mitigating their risk by charging way more than traditional loans, by charging way more for their services, way more than you would have gotten if you were to go to a bank or you were to go to a credit union. Okay, so higher interest rates, also hidden fees, because you have a whole lot of fees that actually are built into their loans. So read the fine prints and make sure that you understand everything about fines and penalties. Okay. You also have scams. Okay, scams and fake apps, because when it comes to loan apps without income proof, this is a pretty lucrative niche. So one thing I want you to do is that just let me know in the comment section if you have any question about a loan app. So if you have a loan app, and before you apply, let me know the app, and I'll let you know whether the app is legit. Because the last thing you want is to actually share your private data, your private financial data, with an app that is not really legit. You also will need to have short repayment plans, because if you get a loan app without income proof, first of all, they're not gonna give you a $100,000. No, and whatever they give you, they will want you to repay it very fast. Okay, and also think about data privacy. This is something to watch out for too. So those apps access your phone data and banking info. So make sure that their privacy policies are solid. Because again, the last thing you want is to have your data actually on the dark web, and people being treated like it's like having your data being traded on the dark web. And that's something you do not want to have anyway. So how do you actually get approved without income proof? Before you use a loan app without income proof, you need to understand that your credit score is actually not the most, but one of the most important factors. Your credit score. So basically, you want to have a high FICO score. Okay. Of course, things can happen every now and then. You might have situations where you can't really do anything against it, and your credit score drops. But hell, as long as you can really maintain a certain level of credibility, or a certain level of credit worthiness, go ahead and do it. Okay, so pay your bills on time and avoid maxing out cards, because when you max out cards, you're increasing your credit utilization ratio, your CUR, and when your CUR goes up, your credit score goes down, because there is an inverse relationship between your CUR and your credit score. You also want to keep your bank account active, okay? And by that I mean that you want to have regular deposits and transactions, because when you show financial activity, you are given fodder, you're given some kind of material for the lender to see your financial life, or your financial itinerary, okay? And the loan underwriter, needs to see that kind of activity to see, okay, if they see what you have, they can predict how your financial history will, your financial your financial habits are. And you also want to link your bank account and other documents. I think I've said this to you before, that those apps, they want you to really link your bank accounts like through Plaid or other conduits. And also avoid applying on multiple apps at once, because your credit score is going down. Anytime you have a soft pull, not a soft pull, a hard pull, your credit score goes down because you're losing potentially 5 to 10% for each inquiry. Also, you need to have a backup plan, because if you go to a loan app without income proof, nobody's saying that you'll be approved 100% guaranteed. There is a possibility for you to be rejected. And if you're rejected, you got to have a backup plan. Now, one thing you need to understand is that if you're looking for a loan app without income proof, you got to have alternative funding options, okay? If you can't get a loan, because again, there is a possibility that, you're not going to be approved. You could also try to borrow from friends or family. If you have friends or family that are well off, try to borrow from them. You can use credit cards wisely, because credit cards actually are a source of funding too. It's just that with credit cards, you can't really take out the money, okay? Or at least you are exposing yourself to high fees and penalties. You want to look for a community or government grants, okay? Those are totally possible too. And you can also think about peer-to-peer lending platforms. Those are more flexible. And you can also try side gigs or part-time jobs. So the all you have to really understand here is that you have possibilities. You do have possibilities. Yes, of course. If you go to a loan app without income proof, you have the potential to get approved real fast. But remember, you're not going to be approved for a large loan amounts. Okay, so maybe it's better to borrow from friends or family, because then you can really get a larger amount of cash. One thing you need to really understand here is that at the end of the day, those loan apps without income proof are giving you emergency money. Really, that's what it is. You're not going to get a life-changing loan amounts. I mean, not life-changing, but let's say a significant loan amount without income proof. Like even apps like SoFi, Lightstream that I just spoke to you a little earlier about, or even CCU, like Consumers Credit Union, to give you a maximum of $100,000, you got to really show some income proof. And when I say income proof, it's not necessarily income proof. It's more like revenue proof. Revenue proof is better, because income just gives you the ideas that you are getting paid, but revenue just means you're having cash flow proof. And we're talking about inflow of cash flow, not outflow, right? So the bank has to ascertain your bank statements and make sure that you will have enough money to pay back the loan that you're about to get. So this is important to keep in mind. So in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about loan apps without income proof. And I gave you a lot of info about those loan apps. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.